Welcome to the channel, you guys. My name is Rich, this is RR37, and I just want to start the day off by once again thanking you all for being here. If you're new, thank you for being here, and don't forget to subscribe, especially if you like what you've seen. There is plenty more of where this has came from. It is of course another episode of the Middlesbrough career mode right here in FIFA 21. We're jumping straight into action today against Crystal Palace, and we absolutely battered them, guys. Let me tell you, it's probably the performance of the season and the best performance in a long time that we are watching right now. We had something ridiculous like 19-20 shots, something like that during the game. It could have been a much bigger scoreline than it actually was, and yeah, we obviously got the win. Just really proud of the way the players have played. We've got Burnley as well in this episode today, I believe it is, at the Riverside, and as well as that we're going to be covering the rest of the transfer window, including deadline day. I have got some things in mind which you will find out shortly. But yeah, I just wanted to concentrate on the football for now, and look at this. There's just men over everywhere. We could go down the left, we could go down the right, through the middle. We had runners, the forwards were good with their back to goal. Just everything clicked today. It was a beautiful performance, and it was a really good one to see. So starting the episode off in the best possible way. You can just see there, that is 9 points from 9 in the Premier League now as well. So almost a quarter of the way after just 3 games into what we're trying to do at the moment. So yeah, really happy with the way the start of the season has gone. You'll be able to see there in the bottom left as well, we have notification that there is a full scout report on Martinelli there. A transfer target that we're looking at, but again, I'm going to go over that shortly. I want to try and get probably the Burnley game out of the way first. They are coming to the Riverside, so we need, in a game like this, to be looking at keeping a clean sheet more than anything. We get a loan offer here for Goran, which is just not going to happen. We've got players on the loan list that we can't get rid of, and teams are coming in to loan players that are part of the plans and part of the squad. It's just not really gonna happen. We've got a match rescheduled, which probably means that the Champions League's been drawn, I would imagine. We've got a Europa League flashing there on the news, so wait a minute, what's happened to my bar there? That was strange, but yeah, I'm assuming that means the Champions League group has now been drawn. We've got a lot of players going on internationals, and the fact there's another 2 messages here about rescheduled matches means that we do now have the Champions League groups, which, as I say, we'll take a look at a bit later. For now though, we're going to look at this Burnley game. It is at the Riverside, like I said. We're going to go with our strongest once again, because why wouldn't we? They're playing 4-4-2. Interestingly, they've got Fraser up front. They've got Lamella now as well, so they have been busy. They've got Diallo at centre-back, Target at left-back, of course, still got Pope in goal. So it's a good enough team to upset us here. We do need to be careful. And also, being away today, I expect Burnley to be really solid defensively. And that is, like I've mentioned in previous episodes, that's the sort of team last season that we struggled against. We beat the big teams that came on to us. We were more of a counter-attacking side then, and we've got more weaponry to play that way now. But I would hope today, though, being at home, we can control possession, control the ball, control the whole game really, and it is essential that we get off to keeping a clean sheet at home. I don't expect us to be able to do that against sides like your Chelseas, your Arsenals, your Spurs, your Liverpool, United as well, and teams like that. But against teams like Burnley and like Palace that we played against in the last game, I would expect us to be able to control things at home and keep clean sheets here. But we have to unlock them as well, which is, like I say, something that we did struggle doing last season against teams like this. So we'll see how we get on today. Of course, playing our 4-2-3-1 now. We were much better towards the end of last season with that. And we've got Pavon in here already, and we're 1-0 up already. Less than 10 minutes, and we've already unlocked probably one of the hardest teams to play against, people say anyway. And yeah, Pavon, that man, the man of the hour, steps up once again. He's caught this beautifully. Look at that. Hit straight through it. It's bent back in at the far post. And that is exactly the kind of start that we wanted. And now we really can get on with controlling things. It's the worst possible start for Burnley. We now don't, at any point, as long as we can hold on to this, have to force things. Well done there, Burnaby. We can really just keep control, like I've been saying now, and build on what we already have. Pavon in again here now. Can he get Reina in maybe? He can, and this is going to be 2. That's probably game already, just 10 minutes in. This is ultimate difficulty, guys. I thought about it after the Palace game. Thought don't be too hasty, but if things carry on, ultimate or not, I think it's time to start playing with the sliders again. But for now, we're just going to enjoy what we're doing and enjoy this game. Burnley are probably out of it now already. But then this is FIFA 21. We could have one of them stupid second halves where, because we've scored early, the game thinks it's too easy. We'll have to wait and see, but it is the best possible start we could have had. But we have got to stay switched on at this end of the pitch for the full 90 minutes. So I've left this bit in just so you can see the domination that we're having here at the moment. It is 71 to 29% possession. Burnley are yet to have a shot. We have just completely and utterly dominated them. Them 2 first early goals have absolutely just killed Burnley spirits. That's nice play by Almada to get out of a bit of a hole there. But then it's given away by Pavon, unfortunately. And Burnley come again. But this, when we're coasting like this, can't stress it enough, especially those 7 clean sheets that we need at home. This is where we have to stay switched on. We can't afford to think, oh, this game's too easy. Just switch off for a second and then they score. It is against teams like this where it is imperative that we keep those clean sheets. It is for the board objective, but also for me as well. I feel like in this whole career mode, and I've watched other career modes as well, everyone is just struggling so much defensively with the game this season. Still haven't really figured it out. It feels like sometimes I mentioned it in the City game, I think it was, in the last episode, that sometimes when the game wants the opponents to score, it just feels like you're absolutely helpless to stop it. Hopefully we don't get none of that today. That was unlucky from Almada there. The game's gone a bit dead at the moment, I'm not going to lie. We're keeping a lot of the ball, but we're not really doing anything with it at the moment. This is really not looking good here. Buta's got that covered with Target at the moment, who's well out of position if we can turn this over. And we might just be able to. That is a bad giveaway from Burnley, and just look at Pavon go. He's got all the room in the world. He might have to go alone with this one. I'm sure he won't mind. He's tried to chop back on the right foot instead of hitting that one there. We have managed though to get the ball back into the part of the pitch where we want it. De La Cruz has now dropped it off to Almada. It's into Pavon. I thought him and Reina might play a little give and go then, but no. We're just keeping the ball nicely here. De La Cruz, now it's gone through to Reina. He's hit it. The defence wanted offside there, so I'm not 100% sure, but the ball is in the back of the net. The 2 has swapped to the 3. It's going to count, and we've just completely and utterly moved this game away from Burnley altogether now, as if it wasn't before. It's beautiful play, the passing. We waited patiently. We waited for the opening to come. It did come. That is Reina's 7th goal of the season already. He has been an absolutely worldly signing. I can't quite believe Madrid have let him go. We had the Joel Linton option, which would have been a lot cheaper, but we're getting what we've paid for with Reina at the moment, that is for sure. Let's just see this to half-time now though. Burnley could possibly have got in there, but they've gave it away, and that will probably do it for this half, guys. And that would prove to be the case, and we've won that nicely in our own half there. Burnley have come out and had more of a go of it this half, but we got Rayner through it again now. He's gone and been pushed out wide. Oh, he's beat his man beautifully there. It's too easy for him. The Premier League's too easy for Rayner. If we can get another look at this a bit closer up, the way he beats his man here, you couldn't really see it from there watching it back, but we might get a better view here. Looks like he's been forced out wide, but no, jumps over the leg that was sticking out and tucks it away nicely. There it is. Beautiful, and it's probably time for him to come off now. We've got a couple of forwards who want to play games as well, and you'll see by their morale here that they're not happy. One being Silas, the other being Joel Pedro, who is absolutely furious actually, and that is the only reason that he's going to get the nod. Even though Akpom's gone, things like this are making me think that maybe, just maybe, we have still got too many forwards at this club. It's proving impossible almost to keep them all happy now. Of course, while the team's playing well, everybody wants to play. They all want to get their names on the score sheet. And with us only playing a system with just the one up front, it is pretty much impossible to get them all in. And playing Champions League this year means that the second team from last year may play a lot less games as well, so we're just going to have to manage it. Joel Pedro has just come on, he's actually through here and he bangs it in as well. Burnley have just absolutely fell to pieces at the moment at the Riverside, and we're just banging goals in left, right and centre. And yeah, it's pointless saying the game's gone. It was gone a long time ago. All that's left for us in this one now is just we need to keep that clean sheet, really. That is all. Joel Pedro's come on. It's probably third, fourth minute of Premier League football this season, and he's put a goal in the back of the net. And like I said before the start of this game, Palace in the last game and this one, Burnley, are the teams that we really, for whatever reason, just could not break down last season. But we're doing it for fun here. Almada's going to get... No, he's not going to get one now. That's unfortunate, but it just shows that we've been playing different kind of play patterns this season as well. That's something I've been really trying to concentrate on going into this season. Scoring different types of goals, and we've done that today, definitely. Yeah, I'm just really happy with the way today's gone. We're just, all I want now, I'm not even bothered if we don't score again, it's just a clean sheet, which Burnley are pushing to try and take away from us here. They've got a corner now. This needs to be dealt with. There's Almada's shot again. Really unfortunate that he's just dragged it wide. Brady's coming on now, Fernandez as well. Normally when a substitute comes on they tend to score, so we're going to have to be really wary of that, and that's a good save from Ramsdale there at the near post. I like how he took his own man out there to make sure that didn't go in. And now we need to deal with this corner as well. We've done just enough to get away with that one, and that's going to be a goal kick, and we go again. And Burnley there had another shot on goal. They're just starting to have a couple of more attempts now. This is nice play. Or is that Urzi in behind? I think it is. Is he going to bang another one in? He is indeed. And every time Burnley get a bit of momentum, we go up the other end of the pitch and we score and just demoralise them some more mentally as well. And hopefully that's enough to just secure the win with the clean sheet now. Yeah, Burnley haven't put up much of a challenge today. I'm really surprised with how easy this game's been. But one thing that I do want to say is this team feels absolutely phenomenal to play with. All the players are so much fun. They're all really agile now, pretty quick. Yeah, we've got a really nice balance, a really nice blend. I'm really enjoying this team. And is Almada going to get his name on the score sheet now? Pedro takes it off him almost, and that's a good save with the legs from Paul. Headed down by Urzi. Almada, no, we've run into numbers there, but unlucky there. That could have been 7. We've got to be careful here now that Burnley don't come up the other end and score. I'm almost tempted now to just swap the instructions to keep Buta and Burnley back. But, oh, what a block that is. That was Burnley that I was just speaking about. But again, I'm starting to get that feeling the clearances are all going to Burnley players at the moment. Really don't want this today. Is that offside? Yep, Lamella's offside there, and hopefully that just might be that. And that, with just seconds left, would prove to be the case. It has been a well-deserved, well-earned. We might have Pavon in here, you know. No, the ref's not going to let it go. It is that well-earned, well-deserved clean sheet. We have absolutely blew Burnley away today. Reina been a big part of that. That third goal. He's just making the Premier League look ridiculously easy. I had to sub him off to try and keep some players happy after that. Who knows, maybe he could even have got some more. But we'll take the 6-0. We're going to be top of the league still, obviously, extending our goal difference as well. And we have just proved too much for the opposition today. You can see there, 60-40 possession, in double figures on chance creation, double figures on shots on target, 6 goals on the score sheet. We've just absolutely killed Burnley today. And we're going to take the press conference now just to wrap that game up. Let's see what they're going to ask. It is a great win. Congratulations. No questions. All the headlines will once again be about Reina's performance. And you can see there, just going away from the question and the answer for a minute, the fact that I've subbed him off, he's only content. He's not happy at the moment. We have got a real issue at the moment with the amount of strikers that we've got, and it's something that I really do need to address. The team's morale is only content. I'm thinking that's because of Joao Pedro being furious. So yeah, something's got to be done before the end of the transfer window, not just with players that I'm planning on bringing in, but some are going to have to go out as well. But back to the press conference, we did control the game from start to finish today. I always did feel in control. We did keep our shape really well, so I'm going to give the defence its due there. It's rare to have a clean sheet on this game, so yeah, props to them. I'm really happy with how that game went. And we're now into the squad hub. It is time to start addressing some of those issues. We've seen our football for this episode now. It is about things off of the pitch now, and Joao Pedro, he has been brilliant for us. There is no denying it, but he's going to have to go. I just cannot accommodate the amount of forwards that we've got, and we need the ones with the stature of a Silas, with the finishing of a Jeffrey, and Reina has just clearly got it all at the moment. And hold on a minute, I think we have got a loan offer that I can actually accept here for Wilkie as well, which is brilliant news. So he's gonna go now out on loan, hopefully get a few games and come back with an overall where we can start thinking, hold on a minute, he's alright enough to go into the side now. But yeah, we've got too many strikers, and unfortunately we've got Reina, who's red hot at the moment. Silas has got that strength and he's good with his back to goal. And we've got Jeffrey, who can come on running behind, and his finishing is unerring. So for once we have come to deadline day and we've not got all of our business done. And now back to what was going on earlier. You see Martinelli and Vinicius on the shortlist there. Both of them Brazilian, both of them play on the left wing, and obviously that means that I've spotted a position that we can improve here, and it's in the second team. Because as it lines up at the moment, you've got Joao Pedro up front, which would be fine. Jeffrey on the left, who is now going to go up front, and we're going to look to move Pedro on. And with that being the case, that opens up a spot now for somebody to come in the second team on that left wing. I've gone with Martinelli and Vinicius because obviously our South American identity that we've got at the club at the minute. They're the only two really that I could find that interested me who are South American. So Vinicius with an 85 overall, Martinelli with a 79. It's pretty obvious at this point which one we're going to go for. Vinicius is just too good to be a second team player, to be a backup. He would be wanting a hell of a lot of wages, and he would want to play every single game, and that's something that we're trying to get rid of at the moment. We've had all of these objectives about crucial players, about important players, and all things like that. So with them gone for this season, we can now start focusing on maybe trying to move players away from crucial squad roles, and that's the thinking here. I think Martinelli as well would be an absolutely brilliant signing for us. I think he'd fit straight in, but it's just about whether we can get him. And also, off the cuff here, I'm just thinking that maybe we can offer Joel Pedro as part of this deal. That wouldn't be a bad shout, actually. They're going to be roughly the same in price, I would imagine. So maybe even a straight swap could be on the cards here. I think they said they wanted around 35 to 40 for Martinelli. So Pedro's valuation covers that almost on its own. So could we get a straight swap deal here? That would be amazing if we could do that. Will Arsenal go for it though? They want 34.1 million and a 15% sell-on clause. The price is fine, but I'm not feeling that sell-on clause, especially as he goes up in overall. That would be worth a ton of money. So I'd rather pay the cash. Will they go for a 38 million maybe and scrap that release clause? Come on, Arsenal. Arteta, even though that's not you, Arteta. You know you want to do this deal. In fact, he does want to do this deal. He says it's reasonable offer. He's happy with that. I'm happy with that price as well. So yeah, we've got a deal there. Before we offer him his contract though, there's one other piece of business that I'm thinking of here, and that is to do with centre midfield. See, we were speaking about Cook's numbers at the end of last season. They weren't great, and we've got Ferguson at the moment in the team, who's doing a great job in his position. And with Guest now back from injury as well, Cook is just becoming a little bit more dispensable to the club than he was a couple of seasons ago. Keep in mind as well, he was bought for the Championship really, not the Premier League. So if we can do a straight swap here for Zaracho, that would be a great move for the club. It's not one that we're desperate to do. It's not as important as say the Martinelli deal that we've got going on as well. But it'd be a nice deal, this one. I would love to use Zaracho. He looks brilliant statistically. And yeah, probably better suited to the way we're playing now than what Cook would be. But the dream is quickly shut down because the club that we're trying to negotiate with here actually don't want Cook, which surprises me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. They're very similar in valuation. They're very similar in age and overall, so I thought there was a real good chance here of doing a straight swap, but there's not. So again, I'm not that disheartened. It's not as important as Martinelli's deal, so if anything, we'll try and offer here. Maybe they won't go for the 38, so a last attempt really. We'll try flat 40. If they accept that, this is a deal we can leave on the back burner. And yeah, if we can get rid of Cook then, because we can't do the straight swap, then we'll bring him in. If we can't, it is no big deal. I still would like Cook to go, but yeah, I'm not in a rush to bring Zaracho through the door. Maybe it's something we could do January if the opportunity presents itself. But for now, we're going to try and get this Martinelli deal through the door. This is the one that really matters. We have an opening for him to go straight into, so it's imperative that we get this one done really. We're going to try a rotation because it's always a good idea to try, but coming from Arsenal, I think he's probably going to want Crucial. It's worth the shot though. He's not actually going to want Crucial. He's happy with Important, which is good. I want to try and move players off this Crucial this season, Crucial squad role. Now it's not an objective anymore. That's the word I was looking for. Martinelli doesn't want a release clause either, which is great, and he's willing to take a pay cut, but he does want 500k for an appearance bonus, so we'll get rid of that and see what he comes back with. he's not going to come back with anything. Actually, he's happy with that deal, which is great news for us. That's a cheap deal. That he's took a pay cut, and we only had to pay 38 million for him. He, like I mentioned earlier, fits right into what we're trying to do here as well. So really happy with that. I'd really like to bring Zaracho through the door. You can see his stats. He's brilliant all round. But again, it just makes no sense to do it at the moment while we've still got Cook at the club as well. So we are going to stick to the plan, and we're going to leave this one on the back burner for now. And with all that done, I think, as we just have a quick look here through the squad, we're going to put Cook on the transfer list, and now that's done, I think basically, guys, it is time for us to start winding this clock down on deadline day. It's really strange that we're doing business on deadline day, but I suppose it makes it more interesting for you guys as well. And straight off the bat, we've got 4 emails here. Wilkie has gone out on his loan, so fair plays to him. That is music to our ears. Contract negotiations with Zaracho. He doesn't want us to waste time there, but he's going to have to wait. There is no way the way he started this season, Aya's going anywhere. Joe Pedro now, on the other hand. This is interesting. They reckon, our guys, that we could get around 60 million for him here. So obviously we're going to try and do that. It's a decent amount that they've offered us already, Sporting. But if we can get the 60, we're definitely going to try to get the 60. Even at 44, it's already paid for Martinelli and a little bit of money in the bank. So we've come up swelling the roses there, really. Of course, we asked for the 60 though. I don't, to be honest, think Sporting would be able to even afford 60 million for him. So if they give us 50, I'm happy to do that. It'll be a great move for Pedro. He'll get game time there. It'll be a great move for Sporting. They're getting a really good forward, and it'll be a great move for us, which it turns out to be, because we get him off our books, off our wages. His morale is no longer going to pull down the morale of the squad and the dressing room. So great deal all round, and we'll continue now just rubbing these hours away on deadline day. We've got another couple of things here. Pedro now has officially gone, and Zaracho does not want to wait for a contract any longer, which I completely get. Look, there's 6 hours left of deadline day. There's probably other clubs, I would imagine, who are interested in him. That's more of a deal, like I say, that I would like to do rather than one that's needed to be done. So yeah, I'm happy to wait for that one. Not long left of deadline day now, just the 3 hours left to go. Ferran Torres finally moves away from the Premier League as well, which is great. Martinelli there flashing through as one of the latest deals. We've got another couple of notifications here. Clark has a loan offer, great news, and Milan actually want Guest. Now he's back from injury. Well, that's not happening, that's for sure. This will though. Utrecht would be a great move on loan for Clark at the moment. Hopefully he'll get game time there, and that's a decent league, especially at his level as well. So like Wilkie, hopefully he'll come back and be good enough to challenge for a spot on the bench in the second team. But we've got some things to take care of here. Let's just have a quick look once again at the Youth Academy. It's been a little minute since we've kept an eye on what's happening down here. The players are still looking really good, potential wise. Buchanan looks alright as well, overall wise, so that's good. Because I assume that they're going to want to come up this season, being 17. And with that in mind, we might as well start training new positions here. Like for Dylan Walters, let's get him a CM role and then maybe a CDM role. We're going to let Buchanan carry on doing what he's doing just for the time being. And our guy here, Harry's, he might as well learn Cam, so he's in line with what the reserve players and the bench players and all the squad's doing, really. You guys know by now, tactically we play a lot of free roll, so it is just good for us all round if all of our players know a lot of different positions. Ribeiro here, we've looked at him a couple of months now. It's time for him to come up. He looks decent. He looks okay, but we're not after a goalkeeper. Overall, why is there? Not too sure about Silviera. I mean, maybe he's worth it. Duarte as well. Uruguay has actually produced nothing at all for us at the moment. It's been really disappointing from that, and at the moment these guys are not looking any better than what we've already seen from there. Max 94 potential for this guy here, but his overall lets him down. 58 at the most is just not good enough. Salinas from Argentina, though, that's a different story. He's almost max 70 and well, he's max 94. We'll definitely take a closer look at him. But again, for the rest of them, not really brilliant. We've got a match rescheduled there. Transfer window's now closed, and Clark's rejected his move to Utrecht. Now that I didn't see coming, and that's very interesting. And remember now, he mentioned that he was happy to be going out on loan at this point in his career. We get him a move and he turns it down. This is what we have successfully done so far though this season. We've got Joel Pedro going to Sporting, as you've just seen, for 50 million. Wilkie has took his loan move, which is great news. Martinelli comes in from Arsenal. We've got Akpom going to Dortmund. Fletcher's gone to Chelsea. We've got Reina in for Real Madrid, and at 44 million from Banfield. Urzi's still even. This Clark thing really throws up a headache here, because we put this team. Do you know what, guys? Clark has really given us a bit of a headache here, because as we're pulling together the second team, you see it here, we've got Jeffrey, Martinelli, Roberts, Phoenix, all interchangeable. We've got Cook and Goronen behind them. We've got Guest yet to come back on the bench as well, which we're going to go ahead and do now. So, where do I put Clark? Where do I put Clark? We're not in the Europa League this season, we're in the Champions League, so yeah, we can't be messing around with the squad too much like we did last season. And for that reason, guys, I honestly think that Clark's just going to have to get a release if I can find him in this list. We've just learnt from Joel Pedro that we can't have furious players at the club. It pulls the entire morale of the squad, of the club, of the dressing room all down, and we can't jeopardise that for one player. It makes absolutely no sense to do that. And with that all being done now, I think it is time to end the episode here, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves. I certainly have, and I hope you will all be back for the next one. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day, stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.